come with me for a little bit of a walk and we can go through all the different projects I've got going on at the moment. Morning everyone. Thought I'd just give you a bit of an update on what's happening around the shed at the moment. I've been speaking to a few people on socials and that sort of asking when the next video is coming out and whatnot. There's a bit going on at the moment in my business. So as you may or may not know, I have a business consulting business, so like a business coaching business. It's been really busy lately, so I haven't been able to spend as much time out in the shed as I'd really want to, but I do get to spend the weekends out here, which is good at the moment. So in the lead up to Christmas, I'm actually going to be having a couple of weeks off, so I'll be able to do a lot more content, a lot more of the projects. But I thought I'd just give you an update today on what's actually happening in and around the shed, because there's so many projects going on at the moment, and yeah, just trying to balance it all out. So come with me for a little bit of a walk and we can go through all the different projects I've got going on at the moment. 200 series, there's Rock, he's looking after things. Took the 200, so took Timmy to Fraser back in September, and we were trying to beat some of the rising tides or some of the incoming tides home one afternoon, and yeah, managed to miss seeing a washout that was about 2-3 foot deep, and we sort of hit it at full speed, doing the 80 k's an hour, and then yeah, so it may not look like it, like you might not be able to see the difference, what's the damage on it, but it appears that the bull bar has gone up and hit into the front, and it's cracked the headlight, and I'll point it out, and like you'll be able to see the alignment of the bonnet's all out. So whilst I'm not working on this at the moment, there's a project in place. I've got it going through insurance at the moment to get all the front end realigned and everything like that, and yeah, headlights replaced, everything, because these headlights aren't cheap, you know, like $2.5 grand each. So yeah, Timmy's not really, I'm not really working on Timmy at the moment, but yeah, there's a little bit going on. So yeah, that's with Timmy. Now if you come down, if you remember Sandy, so Sandy's, so the canopy's done, as you can see. Yeah, no, I've painted the canopy, and then I've sort of fitted it out as well. Oops, wrong one. Turn the bloody compressor on, what a dickhead. Yeah, just put just a cheap supercenter drawer in there, just to put all the utensils and a bit of food and that. It'll go in there, so that can. So they come with a floor that's got, you know, a gap like that in it. So I wanted to bring everything up in order to be able to put the drawer or anything like that at a certain level. So I built up, you know, sort of a box to go underneath it and that, and then just put you know, a piece of 19mm ply in there so it's solid. That way I can just mount the drawer directly to the ply. So I've got my control box up there so it controls my 12 volt, which goes obviously to the battery in the back there. I've got the compressor hardwired in there. The compressor now sits in the back there. And then yeah, I've also got wiring and that for the travel buddy, and then I've just put my cheap bloody supercenter fridge in there. I mean, those supercenter fridges, like, they're pretty cheap. I think they're like $400 or $500 or something like that. And I've had that for a couple of years now. It's always sat in the 80, and it's been awesome. Like, So I don't know, sometimes they get a bad rep, but yeah, it goes all right. And the cool thing about it on that side, I've got the hoist blocking the door at the moment, but the cool thing on that side is when I lift up the door, the fridge door, it goes all the way up, and I don't have to worry about moving it, so I don't need to slide or anything like that, and I can see in it. And I'll just put my bag on top, so yeah, it all worked out. But yeah, that's I guess the canopy sort of fitted out now, ready to go. So I've got room for my stretcher and my chair and my swag, and it's just enough. I'll be able to put 2 swags, 2 stretchers, 2 chairs. Like, I'll be able to take a passenger, and there's obviously only 2 seats anyway. So yeah, I've sort of done it in such a way that I can get away with a half canopy, and then on the back put a spare wheel carrier on for the 35 and that, and then bought one of the new bags and that from Snatch, and I've still got all this space here that I can do food prep on. That's my plan, is to sort of put the stove on here and cook on the back here, as long as it's not raining. But even if it's raining, I'll probably bring the gazebo over it anyway. But at least I can still put firewood or a chainsaw or whatever on the back here. And I mean, yesterday I went to Mitre 10 and bought a new cabinet for all my paint and stuff like that. So all my paint can now live out of the dust. So I put all that in there, and then all my guns in the drawer there. Just some spares, and then I've actually got all my oils. Not sponsored by Penrite, but Penrite if you want to pick it up. But yeah, no, just put all my oils in there because they're all getting dusty and that underneath the thing as well. So yeah, I mean, that was like $200 from Mitre 10. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, what else we got going on? So that's where Sandy's up to. I've actually got a guy who might be interested in buying Sandy. I've never sort of, had the intention of selling it, but as Dad used to always say to me, everything's for sale for the right price. So yeah, who knows? Someone might come and pick up Sandy later on, but anyway, she's sitting there, all good. So next on the list is Rosco, the panel van. So I'll do more of a detailed one on that one later on, because obviously that's the build series I'm going through at the moment. Just did on the last weekend, just did up little repairs while I got it up on the rotisserie here. So replaced the list for the fuel tank mount. As you can see, what I'm going to work on today is finishing this little patch panel here. But yeah, it's been a lot of work just underneath all here, just cutting all the rust out and doing my thing. So that's what I'm working on today with Sam, with Rosco, Timmy we spoke about, and then the 80 is under a cover at the moment, and she'll probably stay that way. I had it on for sale, but no real interest in it, so I think it's one of those ones that I don't need to sell it. I'll hold on to it, but if Sandy sells, then the next project's that. And I think what I've always wanted to do with the 80, if I was going to keep it, which I'm probably more and more inclined to keep it now, is I'd love to single cab it. So single cab, chop the arse of it off, make it into an extra cab, and then put a cool engine in it, either like a BDJ or a Coyote or something like that. So who knows, if Sandy sells, that's where that'll go. But I guess the last project, which you may not know about yet, is this one, the little Jimny. Now, my daughter just turned 13, so Jada just turned 13, and she said to me, Dad, I want to build a car with you. Obviously knowing how much I love spending time out here and whatnot. So I I said to her, I go, okay, what car do you want? And she wanted a little Sierra or something, a little four-wheel drive, so she can go four-wheel driving and camping and that. I was like, okay. Anyway, so shout out to my mate at Mojo Motors, Dean, in Ringwood. He actually had one on the lot there that he sort of purchased to sort of fix up and sell off, and so it needs a clutch, and it obviously needs a paint job, and there's a few dings and everything on it. But yeah, the idea will be, we bought that for Jada, and then over the next 3 years, you know, before she gets her learners, then we can crack into it. So there'll be a whole build series coming up on that, and yeah, be able to sort of teach her how to restore cars, and yeah, it's quite an exciting thing. But at the moment, as you can see, I've actually got no room for it, so that's why it's sort of sitting outside. My plan is going to be, I'm going to move the van out, and I'll put the van under a cover, just in the driveway, and then I actually wanted to build like a sort of half temporary spray booth in that last bay, because that's where I painted the 45 as well. So if I can build like a spray booth in the back there, that can be pulled down within sort of a couple of hours, it means that I can then move the EH in and out as I need to, and it also frees up another storage area. So I'd probably actually just move the 80 series over there, and I can move that in and out as I need to. I can put probably the Jimny on the hoist. We can start working mechanically on the hoist, but then when I need to pull panels and everything off, I can actually leave it where the 80 is at the moment, and it can stay in a static position, and we can pull the parts in. So yeah, that's the plan, but I've just got to think a bit more about that, because that was sort of my idea this morning. But anyway, that'll probably wrap it up for this video. We banged on enough. As you can see, lots of projects on the go, so there's always plenty of things to do. Actually did up a few new shirts and that as well. So if you're interested in those, just ping me a message, and I can certainly send some of them out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe this content. I mean, I'm basically making this content more for Jada and that, but yeah, it's sort of gaining a bit of interest in that as well from you guys as well. So yeah, share it around, and yeah, thanks for the support, and we'll see you on the next video.